kicking in the door for a sick kid. So we'll watch it and then we'll talk about it after it's over. I haven't watched it yet.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, this is Officer Cassio with Chandler PD. I'm trying to get in contact with Brooks Bryce, just in regards to your son. So I have a question in regards to a patient you spoke or you saw earlier today. His name is Bryce.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is a 2-year-old kid. Do you recall who that person is?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm trying to get in contact with the parents to try to see why the child hasn't gone to a hospital yet.
Right.
I just wanted to ask about what kind of medical problem he had today when he saw you.
Sure.
Can you just give me a rundown of what it was? Chandler PD! Sarah Brooks, we just need to talk.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brooks?
This is.
Hi, Brooks. This is Officer Cassio with Chandler PD. How you doing tonight?
Doing fine. Stop banging on my door and let my kids sleep.
Okay, so here's our problem. Basically, the reason why we're knocking on your door is because we need to check on your son, who...
Hey, he's doing fine. His fever's broke. He's under 100 degrees. He's doing just fine.
Okay, well, we need to see it for ourselves, and
No, you don't need to.
we need to talk to you outside. So why don't you come outside so we can talk about this?
No, thank you.
Brooks! I saw the hand. Like I said, here are your options. You either come out here and talk to us so we can figure out how we're going to get your kid to the hospital, or DCS is going to take temporary custody of your kids. I'm giving you the opportunity to come out here and just talk to me. So why don't we figure this out now instead of sit here, because we're not leaving.
Hello?
Brooks,
Yes, sir.
do I need to repeat myself what I said outside the window?
I can hear you through the window. I talked to you on the phone. That's
Okay.
what I did.
Alright, here's your first option. You come out and talk to us.
Do you have a warrant to take my kids?
We have DCS here that's going to take temporary custody of your kids if you don't come out and talk to us. You're making this way more worse than it needs to be.
No, my kids are fine.
Brooks,
You guys are
okay.
making it way worse than it is.
Okay, Brooks, if they're fine, then why don't you make this simple and come out and talk to us?
They're not going to force me to go to the hospital and spend $3,000 in an emergency room visit right now.
Well, here's the thing. All the doctors told you what was going on with your son, and they said that they strongly told you to go to the hospital and get him checked out because...
His fever didn't break. His fever broke. We gave him a bath and his fever broke. He's doing fine.
Look, Brooks, I talked to the doctors already, and they said that this could be a possible life-threatening situation.
It is not a life-threatening situation.
Listen. I know you're saying that the fever broke now, and he's feeling better, but...
Yeah, if he gets
okay.
worse, then we'll go to the hospital.
Well, no.
Doctor's recommendation.
Well, Brooks, we need you to come outside and talk to us.
No.
Like I said, if you don't come out and talk to us, and we have to deal with this, make this even worse than it needs to be, then those kids will be taken away, and you guys are going to be in some serious trouble. Because as of right now, you were told by the doctors that he needs to go to an emergency room. That was told to you guys, and we have all the information from all the doctors saying. Now, you knowing that makes it even worse for you guys because it could be a felony charge. But I would rather just have you come out and just let us deal with this, and let's go take the kid to the hospital.
So if I take my kid to the hospital right now, you guys will leave, and my wife can stay with my kids?
Yeah, if you come out and talk to us, both of you, we can go from there. And
what are my other two kids gonna do? Both of our parents can't leave and go to the hospital.
Well, no, I'm not saying you both leave at the hospital, but let's get your son, who's sick, to the hospital tonight.
All three of my kids are sick, dude.
Well, the one you took to the doctor is the one we're concerned about because he apparently is more sick than the others.
I don't care about my other two kids then.
You can bring your kids with you if you think they need it.
No, they don't. None of my kids need to go to the hospital. They're fine. None of them have fevers right now. They have the cough and the sniffles. They're not in life danger.
Yeah, that's not going to fly. Sarah, it's the Chandler Police Department with the Department of Child Services. You need to come to the door, and you need to come now. We have a temporary custody notice that's been signed by a judge. Failure to comply with the court order could result in your door being kicked in. I have the order in my hand. You can come out and read it. We're not going away at this point. Sarah, this is the Chandler Police Department. We have a court order. You need to come to the door. I will give you a copy of the order so that you can read. We need to ensure the welfare of your child. If you refuse to comply with the court order, we will kick in your door. We will force entry into your house.
All right, announcements.
Chandler Police Department!
Thanks. Hold there, make more announcements.
Chandler Police Department, come out with your hands up! Chandler Police Department, we're not going to leave until you come out with the child. Chandler Police Department, we will come in if you do not come out. This is the Chandler Police Department. We're here to check on the safety of your child. You need to come to the front door. Chandler Police Department. We have a court order from CPS to take temporary custody of your child. You need to come to the front door. We're here to provide medical attention for your child.
Brooks?
Contact.
Keep your hands up. Hands up. Let me see both your hands. Turn around. Face away from us. Come out slowly.
Who else is inside the house?
My family. How many people?
Consists of who?
3 kids and my wife. Okay, where's your wife at? I'm not sure actually right now. I thought she was coming to the front door, but you guys...
What's her name?
Sarah?
Any weapons inside we should know about?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I've got a bunch of guns, man. They're all locked up.
Does Sarah have access to the safe?
No.
Where's the child right now?
They're in my bed.
The sick child.
I'm actually I'm not sure. I was sleeping with my two daughters in my master bedroom.
Sarah, come out to the front door. The Chandler Police Department. Come out to the front door. Keep your hands up so we can see them.
Okay, come to us. Come out slowly. Come out to us. Come on. Alright, come over here.
Ma'am, is that the child in question?
Yes.
Okay, come on, let's meet first.
Where's my husband?
He's right here.
Ooh-wee. This one's going to end up crazy. I'm telling you what's going to happen. The reason this happened is because the parents told the hospital that the children hadn't been vaccinated. And so when they said that the children hadn't been vaccinated, the hospital said, or not the hospital, the doctors said that they needed to go to the hospital. According to the parents, the child's fever broke, and they didn't take the child to the hospital. Whether or not it's whatever the truth is, if the child's life was in danger at the doctor's office, the doctor should have just called 911. If the child's life was in that much danger at the doctor's office, the doctor should have called 911. What I think has happened is they're going to start using this as this is a perfect example of there was actually no crimes committed, except that the guy should have just answered the door. He probably could have avoided all of this had he answered the door, talked to the cops, shown the child to the cops, did a temperature test. If the temperature had broke, if it had gone down, probably would have not escalated to this whole thing. The cops are getting thrown in the middle of this, but this is just a shift of power. They basically can tell. So what we do know is the parents took the kid to the doctor. The doctor couldn't do anything, and the parents told the doctor that the kid wasn't vaccinated. The doctor says, there's been times that the doctors have said to take our kids to the hospital that we didn't take them to the hospital. I know there has. Because of like a fever breaking. We go to the doctor or we talk to the doctor, and sometimes the doctor doesn't want to see him and they want you to take him straight to the hospital. I know what this dude's talking about. He's talking about a $3,000 bill for a child that may or may not be sick, right? If the doctor doesn't know. Now, it's up to every parent to parent their kids. But what this is going to show you is that you don't have the responsibility of your kids. Your kids are owned by the government, and when the government deems it necessary, they will kick your door in to get your children. Now, I do believe that the kids have been turned back to the parents now. I don't think they're still in custody. But it could have been avoided in 100 different ways situation. But let it be a lesson to you. If they would have opened the door, he would have talked to the officer, and the officer still would have said, you're taking that kid to the hospital. That's the government telling you what to do with the kid. It's not a parent having control. What they are saying is that you do not have control of your kids. In my situation, they could do the same thing to me. They could literally do the same thing to me. They could kick our doors in for any circumstance. Like, they got a judge to sign something based on a fever and an overwhelming. I don't agree with what happened. On the flip side, could it have been avoided? Probably, because there wasn't they didn't want to make a big deal about this. You know how I know they didn't want to make a big deal about this? Is because they didn't enter the house. They didn't think there was a real threat to the kids, because had they thought there was a real threat to the kids, they would have kicked that door in and done a search of that house. They wouldn't have. There would have been no walking people out. They would have been in that house, looking through that house. And so it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to talk about. It's both sides. They're going to go on the side of the child, because had that child ended up dead the next day or dead 3 days from now, we would all be screaming at them cops. I think the cops handled the situation correctly in this particular situation. But what it does show is that if you don't listen to your doctor, they could kick your door in. It's the bottom line. Like, if you don't take the advice of your doctor, and a doctor is just practicing, by the way. That's why they call it a practice, because nothing's for sure. So when they say take your kid to the emergency room, that dad had to go, well, I can't pay $3,000, but if the fever doesn't break, we're going to have to do something. But then the fever broke, according to the parents, and so they take their kid home. And then all of a sudden, the doctors continue to press the issue. The kid didn't show up at the hospital. The cops go to the house. The guy. Now, this is where he messed up. Had he answered the door, talked to that police officer and said, my kid's asleep. Fever has broke. Everything's fine. It probably could have been resolved. The issue escalated because people are scared of cops. People do not want to let cops into their homes. They don't want to talk to cops. If you talk to the cops, you're an idiot. You should never talk to the cops, because they will just pin shit on you. They will put stuff on you. And so now these people they did escalate, because the cops are not your friends. They want to fine you, take you to jail, bust you for something. They're not your friends. And so people realize that. And they don't want to open the door for the cops unless a cop has a warrant. They don't want to get shot. They don't want to be involved with the corruptness. There's so much corruptness that on a situation like this, where this officer goes above and beyond, he makes multiple phone calls. He calls and talks to him, calls and talks to him, calls and talks to him. He did go above and beyond. The officer could have called, they could have refused, and he could have said, call in the warrant. But he didn't. So in this one, when I watch this, I look and go, man, that officer made every attempt to try to talk to that dad. Then when they kicked the door in, they still didn't bum rush the door. I've seen them kick doors in here for 13 freaking plants. And I got video to prove it. So when people are talking about, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to watch it again. It's only 11 minutes if you're just joining. But I want you to realize this officer made multiple attempts to call. Good on him. Second, when they did kick the door in, they didn't bum rush this house because they knew there were kids in there. And in my mind, they handled it very correctly in that sense. Do I think the situation needs another look at from a legal standpoint? If doctors can tell you that you have to take your kid to the emergency room, then they should call 911. That should be the fastest answer, because once they call 911, somebody's endangered. But for this to happen in the middle of the night, hours later, it should have been a 911 call from the doctor. When the doctor said you should take that kid to the emergency room, it should be a 911 call. It shouldn't have been hours later that this thing escalated, and now to the point where officers are having to kick in. Again, we're going to watch this again. I'm going to give you a quick summary of it. I think the officers did everything they could have to try to avoid kicking in this door. I really do. I think that the parents were frustrated. I think the parents were scared. I think the child was okay. And this is gonna end really weird, because it'll be interesting if the child ends up being okay. It's gonna be interesting how this thing ends in like a legal battle, because the way that happened isn't necessarily the way you want things to happen, but it wasn't necessarily the worst either. So these cops handled it pretty well for the circumstances. Let's watch it and see what happens.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, this is Officer Cassio with Chandler PD. I'm trying to get in contact with Brooks Bryce, just in regards to your son. So I have a question in regards to a patient you spoke or you saw earlier today. His name is Bryce.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's a 2-year-old kid. Do you recall who that person is?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm trying to get in contact with the parents to try to see why the child hasn't gone to a hospital yet.
Right.
I just wanted to ask about what kind of medical problem he had today when he saw you.
Sure.
Can you just give me a rundown of what it was? Chandler PD! Sarah Brooks, we just need to talk.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brooks?
This is.
Hi, Brooks. This is Officer Cassio with Chandler PD. How you doing tonight?
Doing fine. Stop banging on my door and let my kids sleep.
Okay, so here's our problem. Basically, the reason why we're knocking on your door is because we need to check on your son, who...
Okay, doing fine. His fever's broke. He's under 100 degrees. He's doing just fine.
Okay, well, we need to see it for ourselves, and
No, you don't need to.
we need to talk to you outside. So why don't you come outside so we can talk about this?
No, thank you.
Brooks! I saw the hand. Like I said, here are your options. You either come out here and talk to us so we can figure out how we're going to get your kid to the hospital, or DCS is going to take temporary custody of your kids. I'm giving you the opportunity to come out here and just talk to me. So why don't we figure this out now instead of sit here, because we're not leaving.
Hello?
Brooks,
Yes, sir.
do I need to repeat myself what I said outside the window?
Alright, well, I can hear you through the window. I talked to you on the phone. That's
Okay.
what I did.
Alright, Here's your first option. You come out and talk to us.
Do you have a warrant to take my kids?
We have DCS here that's going to take temporary custody of your kids if you don't come out and talk to us. You're making this way more worse than it needs to be.
No, my kids are fine.
Brooks,
You guys are
okay.
making it way worse than this.
Okay, Brooks, if they're fine, then why don't you make this simple and come out and talk to us?
They're not going to force me to go to the hospital and spend $3,000 in an emergency room visit right now.
Well, here's the thing. All the doctors told you what was going on with your son, and they said that they strongly told you to go to the hospital and get him checked out because...
His fever didn't break. His fever broke. We gave him a bath and his fever broke. He's doing fine.
Look, Brooks, I talked to the doctors already, and they said that this could be a possible life-threatening situation.
It is not a life-threatening situation.
Listen. I know you're saying that the fever broke now, and he's feeling better, but...
Yeah, if he gets worse, then we'll go to the hospital.
Well, no.
Doctor's recommendation.
Well, Brooks, we need you to come outside and talk to us.
No.
Like I said, if you don't come out and talk to us, and we have to deal with this, make this even worse than it needs to be, then those kids will be taken away, and you guys are going to be in some serious trouble. Because as of right now, you were told by the doctors that he needs to go to an emergency room. That was told to you guys, and we have all the information from all the doctors saying. Now, you knowing that makes it even worse for you guys because it could be a felony charge. But I would rather just have you come out and just let us deal with this and let's go take the kid to the hospital.
So if I take my kid to the hospital right now, you guys will leave and my wife can stay with my kids?
Yeah, if you come out and talk to us, both of you, we can go from there and...
What are my other two kids going to do? Both of our parents can't leave and go to the hospital.
Well, no, I'm not saying you both leave at the hospital, but let's get your son, who's sick, to the hospital tonight.
All three of my kids are sick, dude.
Well, the one you took to the doctor is the one we're concerned about because he apparently is more sick than the others.
I don't care about my other two kids then.
You can bring your kids with you if you think they need it.
No, they don't. None of my kids need to go to the hospital. They're fine. None of them have fevers right now. They have the cough and the sniffles. They're not in life danger.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
Sarah, it's the Chandler Police Department with the Department of Child Services. You need to come to the door, and you need to come now. We have a temporary custody notice that's been signed by a judge. Failure to comply with the court order could result in your door being kicked in. I have the order in my hand. You can come out and read it. We're not going away at this point. Sarah, this is the Chandler Police Department. We have a court order. You need to come to the door. I will give you a copy of the order so that you can read. We need to ensure the welfare of your child. If you refuse to comply with the court order, we will kick in your door. We will force entry into your house.
All right, announcements.
Chandler Police Department!
Thanks. Hold there, make more announcements.
Chandler Police Department, come out with your hands up! Chandler Police Department, we're not going to leave until you come out with the child. Chandler Police Department, we will come in if you do not come out. This is the Chandler Police Department. We're here to check on the safety of your child. You need to come to the front door. Chandler Police Department. We have a court order from CPS to take temporary custody of your child. You need to come to the front door. We're here to provide medical attention for your child.
Brooks?
Contact.
Keep your hands up. Hands up. Let me see both your hands. Turn around. Face away from us. Come out slowly.
Contact.
Who else is inside the house?
My family. How many people?
Consists of who?
3 kids and my wife.
Okay, where's your wife at?
I'm not sure actually right now. I thought she was coming to the front door, but you guys,
What's her name?
Sarah?
Any weapons inside we should know about?
Yeah,
What do you got?
I've got a bunch of guns, man. They're all locked up.
Does Sarah have access to the safe?
No,
Where's the child right now?
they're in my bed.
The sick child.
I'm actually I'm not sure. I was sleeping with my 2 daughters in my master bedroom.
Sarah, come out to the front door. The Chandler Police Department. Come out to the front door. Keep your hands up so we can see them.
Okay. Come to us. Come out slowly. Come out to us. Come on. Alright. Come over here.
Ma'am, is that the child in question?
Yes.
Okay, come on, let's meet first.
Where's my husband?
He's right here.
Yeah, same conclusion for me after watching it a second time. The big conclusion for me, though, that I caught was, if you listened, the cop says, I talked to the doctor. The doctor said he gave you a strong recommendation to go to the hospital. So now, if you don't listen to the doctor's recommendation, what if you want a second opinion? What if you happen to want a second opinion and you went to another doctor? I'm sitting here yelling right now. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm yelling with no audio. Thanks. Good. Listen, the doctor gave a strong recommendation. It didn't give an order to go to the hospital. The cop says it right on tape. I spoke with the doctor. The doctor said he strongly recommended you go to the hospital and you didn't go to the hospital. What if I went and got a second opinion? What if I went to another doctor after I went to the first doctor and the second doctor I went to said, oh, you don't need to go to the hospital. But the first doctor got pissed because I didn't go to the hospital. What do you want?
Dad?
Yeah.
Natalie's being mean.
Good. Go deal with it. You got to understand something. That if the doctor... Am I still talking to myself? I can't still be talking to myself. My audio's got to be good now. Let me turn this on. My audio's good. What are you talking about? I can hear myself yelling. I see behind me. The deal is this. On the cop's word in the tape, I spoke with the doctor. The doctor said he gave you a strong recommendation that you go to the hospital. A recommendation is not an order by law. It isn't an order by anything. The doctor then gets pissed because he doesn't follow that recommendation. What if that guy went and got a second opinion? Because we used to be able to do that. We used to go get second opinions when doctors said shit. But now a doctor has the right to call DHS because I didn't follow his recommendation. I'm not talking about the cops now. The cops handled that situation as golden as they could. But what got them to that situation, you have to understand, is it was a recommendation by a doctor. And that's going to be used in court, by the way. That is going to be used in court, by the way. If the doctor had said, we're calling the hospital right now, boom, it's over with. Had the doctor said, we're calling 911, this baby needs to get to the hospital right now, it's over with. This never happens. No doors get kicked in. Mom and dad have to go to the hospital. But the doctor gave a recommendation. This is on the words of the cops of the information we have. He spoke to the doctor. The doctor gave a recommendation. What if I go get a second opinion? What if I don't like that doctor and I go, you know what, I'm going to go down the street here and get a second opinion? What if that guy had gone to another doctor and the doctor had said, your kid's fine, he's got a little fever, take him home? What if he had done that? It's one of those things that you have to understand that I'm not, I have said it. Those cops did everything they could to try to handle this situation correctly. It isn't about how the cops handled the situation. It is about what got them to the situation. We are in a society today that a doctor can snatch your kids away on a recommendation. The cop said the doctor gave a recommendation for you to take your kid to the hospital. A strong recommendation is his words. A strong recommendation is not a doctor's orders. It's not that my kid was neglected. It's not that my kid was abused. It's not that any of that. Had that kid been abused, that phone call would have happened immediately. This happened the doctor called the hospital to check to see if the kid ever showed up. Here's the deal. What if the parents took him for a second opinion? What if they were going to take him for a second opinion? You got to ask yourself, not about how the cops handled it. Again, that officer could have made one phone call and said, man, you got to open this door. If you're not going to open the door, I'm getting a warrant. And he never would have had to call back again. They tried and tried and tried to get dad to come out and talk. Dad could have been scared. Dad could have felt like, oh, shoot, they're going to take my kids and my life and this. Dad could have had all these things going through his head. He could have been, we don't know the situation of this dad. This dad may have prior run-ins with the law that frighten him, right? This dad could have had all kinds of other things going on in his head, and all he's going is, look, the doctor said if the fever doesn't break, take him to the hospital. Well, the fever broke, so we brought him home. And now you've turned this into a damn cops at our door, DHS is coming, all because we didn't take a doctor's recommendation? I don't know how that's going to stand up in court. I do know that the scene that happened between not between the doctor and the cop, but between the cop and the doctor, but between the cop and the guy, the resident, That's a tough one because they gave him a lot of options to come out. But I look at this situation and say, if I take my one kid to the doctor and the doctor says, right, but then I want to take him to another doctor and I don't do what that doctor, first doctor says, do I have to be in fear for my life that cops are going to show up at my door and tell me what to do with my kids? I mean, this is the kind of in the parent's mind. I don't know what's going on in this guy's mind actually, because if it was me, dude, answer the door. Don't let them kick your door and talk to him. They're not going to bum rush your door just because it opens. They can kick your door. They can't bum rush your door just because you open the door. So he could have handled this a lot better. My fear is that this was on the doctor's recommendation via the video of the cop. And that's the scary thing, is that if doctors now, well, cops can do it here. You don't understand. A cop now in the state of Colorado can tell you that you are unfit, that you are unstable. They're trying to give cops that power. And so you got to look at this. There was a lot of drama created because the dad didn't do what he probably could have done, is just come to the door with the child, say, look, the fever's broke. Here's the temperature, 98 degrees, under 100 degrees, 99 degrees, under 100 degrees, whatever. But what I fear is that because the doctor didn't think that the life was in that much danger, that they didn't force a 911 call right there and have an ambulance come and pick that child up, that the dad didn't listen to the recommendation of the doctor got pissed, and then the doctor can say whatever he wants to the cops, but the cop was very clear when he said this was a recommendation. And a doctor's recommendation is just a doctor's recommendation. And so it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy all the way around. The dad should have answered the door. He could have handled that thing a little better, a lot better. The doctor, the dad should have realized, listen, they are here to check on the safety of the child. They're not here accusing us of anything. They're here to check on the safety of the child. For whatever reason, that didn't click with the dad. My big question is, can they call the cop? They can obviously call the cops on you. Oh shit. Something's happening right now in Lake George, Colorado. 2 more bodies found in Lake George. What? What the heck? I just get messages. I can't get into this right now. I got to look at this. We're going to kick off in about 3 hours on J is for Justice. So y'all tune in. Let us know what's up. Make sure you tune in right now. I don't know. I got people calling me about bodies being dumped in a lake. Let me see what's going on. Virtual asylum. Trying to look up this. People messaging. I don't know here. They found 2 bodies cut up and thrown in Lake George. A road grader driver found them, but it was reported then everything disappeared. Ugh, this shit that just happens up there. I don't know what that's all about. We've had babies. I don't know if we've had 105 fevers. We've had some pretty high fevers. Oh, y'all talking about YouTube drama. You don't know people screaming my name. I ain't starting shit. I have actually. CK was typing on my damn on a thread on my Facebook, so I responded to her there. Got into a little back and forth on the type, and that was kind of fun. I left some sweet comments. I was like, "Say my name, say my name." She tried to say I pranked her or something. I was like, "Man, if I prank you, you're gonna know. I'm gonna call you live online. If I prank somebody, it's because I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna be like, let's call them up." Bunch of craziness. Who's makeup mobster? Probably me. What was Andrea Canning like in person? Virtual Asylum ask. Andrea was cool. She's crazy though. As soon as the cameras went off, F-bomb dropping blonde. That's what I can say. As soon as the camera's off, professional out the door. She's pissed because she didn't have 25,000 followers on Twitter. And in the back room, she was trying to do some voiceover stuff, and me and the production guys were all cracking up. And she comes out, and she's, "I need it all quiet in here, God." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she's crazy. But she was cool.
Like the girl who just threw an egg at me.
Did you get an egg thrown at you? Don't come in here starting drama. Get out. That's my drama queen right there.
I know, I'm fabulous.
That's my drama
Don't
queen.
be mad at me.
Take that dog outside.
No.
Yes.
Jump on the trampoline.
Take the dog outside.
Okay, I'll take him back here. With me.
I'm gonna argue with these people. Andrea Canyon was nice. She was nice, but she'll cut your throat. I seen her go after that ABC guy on Twitter. She'll cut a throat. That girl cut it. She's a mom. She's like a mom of 6 or something, or 5 or 6. She's a mom with a camera crew. She'd cut a girl's throat, though. I promise you. She was mad about some other reporter doing something. Like, they were talking and tweeting back. They were mad. She was, don't know, frustrated. It was funny. It was funny stuff. Drama in every community. There's drama in every community. I promise you. ABC was trolling her during her NBC special. So there you go. Open Mind's a YouTuber in the drama community. Oh, I want to get in the drama community. Can I get in the drama community? Really? I like her style. I'm just saying. I love Dateline too. Why do you think I did Dateline? I could have done CBS. I could have been on with Clayton Sandell. Don't worry about all. I wanted the talking blonde from Dateline. Come on. I'm just kidding. She still cut a throat though. I promise you. You seen her talk about OJ? Did you see her crack the joke about OJ while we were driving around the truck? I said, there's a guy that lived, there's a highway patrol officer that killed his wife in that house. And she goes, and there's a white Bronco. It was a good joke. I'm liking that joke. She funny girl. There you go. Virtual Asylum just asked me about Andrea Canyon, so you just got my break. Michael, I saw you today. Gray Who's called and said he wants his Google Earth back. Oh, yeah. I took Google Pro from him. Oh, Romaine. You're funny. Bobby. Shell said, CK, I got you. I'm with you. I told her I would call her. I said, I'll do a show with you, CK. You know they ain't going to do no shows with me. They're scared. They ain't going to get online with me. Shoot. Those kids are scared. They don't want to go face to face with dad. They barely want to talk bad about me. They try to talk bad about me. Even she did the same thing. Try to give me a compliment. Get out of here, you little girl. You don't want me to go off on you. I'm going to. I'm going to give you the time of day one day. I'll have to drink some whiskey first, though. What you want? You want to come up here and see the peeps? You want to come see the people? Come here. Wow. Come here and see the peeps. Come here and see the people. Say hello. Say hello to the folks. Puppy. Oh, don't you chew on me. Don't you chew on me. Oh, she getting big, man. She getting big. Oh, quit biting on me. Quit biting on me. You can lick on the microphone. You can lick on the microphone. She getting big, folks. Getting big. She gonna be big. What you thinking? Huh? Oh yeah, Virtual Asylum. Gray's a counterfeit. He's a counterfeit. He ain't even good at what he does. He ain't. He really isn't. He's a counterfeit. People don't realize that. They'll listen to him for a little bit. He's a counterfeit, and it'll be fine. He probably over here right now in his little one of his little fake trolling account. He went to Miss Murder. He went over to Miss Murder and cost somebody with like 200 subscriptions at the time. He went over there and tried, and then he tries to backpedal and like, I wasn't there to cause trouble. I was there to cause trouble with Dad with the phone. I could care less, by the way. I don't even know why we're still talking about that counterfeit. We're talking about that counterfeit because he ain't got nothing better to do. He called. Roman brought him up. He wanted his Google Earth back. I'm gonna start doing a Google Earth every day now, just to spite the owners of Google Earth. Cuddle. So a dog caused a murder. There was a fight over a dog. Some kind of hey, that's hurting, kid. No biting. A dog caused a murder. A dispute over a dog caused a man to get crazy enough. Boo. You're gonna be a mean one, huh? Bite on me. Teach you to bite on me. Look at this dog trying to go after my neck. This is Muffin. Casey, I don't want to hear about that. Why are you putting that on Dad with a phone? I'm going to get booted off of Facebook because of murder. Ow, you're getting a little tougher. Jenny gonna have to get tough skin. She gonna play in here though. She knows that. She knows she gonna have to get tough skin. She gonna play in this world. Jenny will be fine. She gonna be all right. I called Jenny up to double check. I was like, "Did you prank this girl?" I told Jenny, I said, "If you picked a fight, we'll go win it. But if you didn't pick a fight, just tell me. That way I don't need to get. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna take care of Miss CK on my own terms." But I thought if Jenny picked a fight, I was gonna have to go fight too. That's okay with me. I'll go. If somebody picks a fight, I'll go fight. But if we didn't pick the fight, I don't want to fight someone else's fight. If someone else is trolling her, I want them to keep trolling. That's funny to me that she thinks it's me. That's what I laughed about today. I was like, "You're an idiot. I'm trying to tell you it wasn't me so you don't sound like an idiot." That's what I tried to tell her today. I was like, the longer you scream my name, the more idiot you're going to look. Because I'll look you right in the face, right in that camera right there. Tell you I had nothing to do with it. And I don't believe any of my friends or the people I know had anything to do with it. Now, if they did and they're lying to me, well, that just speaks to them, right? But I don't believe any of that. I don't believe they had anything to do with it. And when someone continues to blame Dad for doing it, I'm like, oh shit, get in line, dude. Get in line. Everybody blames me for everything, and I'm okay with that. Dad did it. It's Dad's fault. He did it. I'm okay with that. Don't think I'm not okay with that. It just makes them look like idiots. Hey, my boy's on TED Talk today. My boy did TED, my dog trainer, first of all, a friend of mine. Oh, you little son of a biscuit. The first ever Belgian Malinois went on TED Talks today. And my buddy Ryan Matthews, he's a dog trainer that I've known for many, many years, close to 10 years, maybe maybe about 8 years. Real good dog trainer, went on and did a TED Talk with his Belgian Malinois. It was called How to Overcome PTSD with Dog Training Techniques. And so, or something like that. That was the name of his TED Talk. So that should be, it was probably taped. It probably wasn't a TED Talk live, but it'll be on TED Talks eventually. So that'll be a good TED Talk to check out. Ryan Matthews and Zeus, his Belgian Malinois. And so, anyway. CK Channel, Water Ski Mom. Gotcha. All right, kids, I'm out. I got an hour-long show planned in exactly 30 minutes from now at 8:30. We're going to do, not an hour-long show. It's be a longer than an hour show. 8:30 tonight, 10:30 Mountain Standard Time, or 10:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. Be on J is for Justice Live. Make sure somebody can put... Somebody can put a link in the description. Other than that, that's about it. We're out. I think we're out. Maybe we're out. Let's do this. Where's my... wrong one. Oh.
Right here is good. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back, alright? Just gonna get Tammy's fish.
Now I just kicked over. Stop the stream.